What's going on, you guys? I got a question from a viewer the other day. He writes, "Hey Lloyd, appreciate the content. I recently had a girl that I was seeing reject me after 3 dates. Dates that I really enjoyed and wanted to see her again after. She said it isn't the kind of relationship she is looking for. How do I deal with this kind of rejection? I find that I've been rejected in the past and it has been quite difficult for me to move on from there." So I'm going to do this guy one better. I'm not just going to tell him how to handle rejection. I'm going to show him how a man handles rejection. Because as a man, you are going to deal with rejection in this life. It is inevitable. If you want to be successful at anything, if you can't handle being rejected, not getting what you want right away, then you will never, ever accomplish your goal. You have to be able to risk it in order to get what you want. Now, having said that, getting over rejection is not just me telling you, hey, you have to be able to get over it. There's other mindset shifts that you can do to think about rejection in a different way that matters. Now, I'm going to start with the bad part about rejection, okay? This is the part that's going to hurt. And that's when a woman rejects you, especially in the case of this viewer right here who mentioned that, he'd been on 3 dates. He needs to understand that this woman looked at their future and bet that it wasn't going to be a good future with him. She was betting on his future and she bet against it. Don't let her be right. Don't let her be right. Women don't want to tell you this because they want to be nice. They just say, hey, it's not the relationship I'm looking for. They try and say it in a nice way, but that's essentially what she's saying. She's betting against you. She doesn't think that your future is going to be great or good enough for her. And I don't just mean financially. There are some guys that get rejected even though they have a lot of money. So everybody, no matter who you are, rich, famous, poor, broke, ugly, handsome, you are going to have to learn how to deal with rejection. Even in my own life, like I've been rejected so many times with women. That's probably why I produce such great content, is because I've dealt with bad situations all the time. That's why I've had such great successes, is because I've dealt with rejection. I've been rejected probably more than anybody watching this video. I would be shocked if anybody watching this video has been rejected more than me, because it's happened so many times that I can't even count it. But here's the crazy part about those rejections. When you are successful in something, you kind of forget about them. Do you think Jeff Bezos thinks about all the publishers he called up that rejected him to use Amazon as a store for their books? No, he doesn't remember them. Or maybe he does if he really thinks about them, but he never thinks about them because he's so busy doing other things. Here's the thing about rejection. Rejection is a lot easier to forget. Regret is not. So you have to decide which is more important for you. Do you want to live your life in regret after not taking the opportunities that were presented to you? Or do you want to live in rejection where you go for the things that you want and sometimes you get them, but a lot of times you don't. And then it's a little painful when you get rejected and then you forget about it. I know which one I'd choose. And I did choose the one I wanted. And so you have to think about this. Life is going to be filled with pain. It's the pain that you want that really dictates the life that you're going to live. And I think rejection is a far, far better price to pay than the cost of regret. Women deal with a lot of regret. Oh, I dated this guy for years. Oh, I wasted my best years with this guy. Or I shouldn't have let that guy do this to me. Women live in regret. A lot of women live in regret. But you have the opportunity to not take that path. So now I'm going to give this guy some help and I'm going to help him out and I'm going to let him know what I would do in his particular situation. If a woman rejects you outright, all you can say is, okay, accept that temporarily the thing that you wanted, you are not going to get, and that's okay. A guy who can deal with rejection, women instinctively know that that guy is going to be successful later on doing something. If you get rejected and you just get crushed or you get all angry and pissy or whatever, then she's going to think that she made the right decision even more and she will not regret it. But if you handle it with grace, if you've been dating a long time, which 3 days is not a long time, by the way, if she wants to end it, just accept it. But if, you've been dating for years and somebody wants to break up with you and, there should be a little bit of a discussion. Obviously, there are issues and things and you guys have known each other for a while. But in this case, in dating, no. In dating, just accept it, move on. And then as soon as you do that, watch her expression change. Watch her go like, wasn't expecting that. Then she starts to think. Well, if I rejected him and he's just totally okay with it, does that mean he's got something better going on? Does that mean he's got something good planned for him in the future? What's he so excited about? I thought it was the best thing that happened to him. And so then she starts to think, the gears start turning. And then soon enough, you might be hearing from her again. Okay, I'm not saying that should be your goal. That should never be your goal. When somebody rejects you, I highly recommend that you not give them a second chance. Most of the women that I've given second chances to ended in, they just ended up being as bad as they were the first time. I don't recommend that you do that normally. Now, if you have a good conversation about it and, she's shown you that she's changed, maybe you can give it a second chance. But 95% of the time, I would say no. If you are someone who has self-respect and they don't see that and they have made a bet against your worth, that should automatically disqualify that person from dating you, because clearly they don't have good judgment. I know who I am, and you should know who you are as well too. The way a man handles rejection is he doesn't see it as an attack on who he is as a person. He doesn't see it as an attack on his essence, on his aura, on the value that he brings to others. He knows he can do that on a consistent basis. The way a man handles rejection is he almost feels sorry for the person. They are sorry that the woman doesn't see his value the way he does. They are sorry that they are missing out on such a great opportunity to spend time with him. They are sorry that they are in pain or whatever's going on with them, or whatever issue that they're dealing with that has messed this up. They feel bad for that person. They don't get mad. They don't try and be like, oh, well, you're this and they don't. None of that. Realize that it is a privilege to hang out with you. It is a privilege to spend time with you. A privilege that she has decided to no longer be a part of. And if you're not there right now, I know this is going to sound bad, but in my mind, rejection doesn't really exist, because I've seen so many women come around. I've seen so many women that rejected me when I was younger, want to date me when I was older. Now, did I give those women a second chance? Some of them I did. Like I said, a lot of them turned out bad. But if somebody rejects you, I don't want you to think that that is the end of the world and this person is just, and you'll never be. It's none of that, okay? It doesn't mean nearly as much as you think. But if you're a guy who doesn't have a lot of self-esteem, who doesn't have a lot of respect for himself, who doesn't have a lot of those things that will help him handle a rejection, then you can, for me, you can kind of do what I did, which is you delve into anger. I knew that when a woman rejected me, she was betting against my future. And so I did everything in my power to make sure that she wasn't right. And that energy and that anger I had, I channeled it into positive self-development. I channeled it into bringing value. I channeled it into creating skills for myself. And that turned me into the man that I am today. So at the end of this video, I want you to choose how you react to those kinds of things. Because look, getting rejected sucks, but you know what sucks even more? Not doing anything about it. So if you're a guy who's been rejected, or you continue to get rejected a lot, and you want to improve yourself as a person, you want help with that, this is exactly what I help guys with. This guy's question, this is the perfect guy to join my program, for me to help him out and to serve him through that. Not only are you going to be able to deal with rejections better, but by the end of it, you're not going to be getting rejected a whole lot, if at all. If you build things in the right way, rejection is not a certainty. It is something that happens while you're building it up. But after you built it up, you shouldn't be dealing with it that much. So if you want help with that, link is down below. Book a call with a member of my team or myself. We'll see if we can help you. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Good luck out there.